If you make $100,000 a year, you earn more than most American households. So why can six figures still feel like you're barely keeping up? That's the $100,000 paradox. The number sounds rich, but after the world's most basic expenses, some households are left with almost no room for emergencies, savings, or anything that resembles feeling rich. And inflation is only a part of the answer. The real question is, how can $100,000 be such a high income on paper and still function like the minimum salary needed to keep an ordinary life running? The answer to that is not what you think. The first problem is how salaries are advertised. A company says the job pays $100,000. Your brain hears, I have $100,000, but that's an annual number before anything has been removed. Divide it across 12 months, and it becomes about $8,333. Still sounds good. Now, imagine one single worker with no children living somewhere without a state income tax. Under 2026 federal tax rules, federal income taxes plus the Social Security and Medicare taxes taken from each paycheck would leave this person with roughly $79,000 for the year. That's about $6,600 a month. And we still haven't removed health insurance, retirement contributions, or any other workplace deductions, so the $100,000 salary has already become something closer to $6,600 a month before normal life begins. That doesn't mean the money disappeared for no reason. Taxes fund public programs. Health coverage provides insurance. Retirement contributions are still your money. But none of those dollars can pay this month's rent. The salary is the headline. Take-home pay is the real starting point. Now give our fictional worker a normal month. Housing comes first, then electricity, water, internet, and a phone. Transportation may mean a car payment, fuel, repairs, parking, and insurance, or it may mean train tickets and ride shares, then groceries, then healthcare, then debt payments if there are any. None of these costs individually explains why $100,000 can feel ordinary. The pressure comes from the stack. Imagine the salary as the ceiling of a room. Every required bill becomes another block rising from the floor. Rent is a large block. Transportation is another. Insurance, food, childcare. Your financial freedom is not the height of the ceiling. It's the space left between the bills and the ceiling. Salary sets the ceiling. Fixed costs raise the floor. And when the floor rises almost to the ceiling, a large salary can leave very little room. This is why two people earning $100,000 can have completely different lives. Person one is single, rents a modest apartment, has no children, and drives an older paid-off car. Person two is supporting two children, needs childcare to keep working, and lives in an area with expensive housing. Same salary, completely different amount of breathing room. MIT's living wage calculator estimates how much a household needs to cover basic expenses in different parts of the country. This isn't a luxury budget. It includes things like housing, food, transportation, healthcare, internet, taxes, and childcare when it's needed. It does not assume expensive vacations, restaurant meals, or a giant investment account. For one adult with no children, MIT estimates that covering basic needs requires roughly $55,000 a year before taxes in Wake County, North Carolina. In Los Angeles County, the estimate is about $60,000. In Manhattan, it is roughly $79,000. So for a single person, $100,000 can still create meaningful room above basic expenses. Now, change only one thing. Give that person two children. The estimated income needed rises to roughly $118,000 in Wake County. In Los Angeles County, it rises to around $136,000. In Manhattan, it reaches about $164,000. That's not the cost of living like a celebrity. That's MIT's estimate for meeting basic needs. Suddenly, a $100,000 salary isn't the ceiling of a wealthy lifestyle. It doesn't even reach the estimated floor. Children don't just add more groceries, they can change the entire structure of the household. A larger home costs more, health expenses rise, transportation becomes more complicated, and childcare can become one of the largest bills in the budget. The frustrating part is that childcare is often needed precisely because the parent is working. The household earns money by going to work. But going to work creates another major expense. That doesn't mean working is pointless. It means part of the paycheck is being used to make the paycheck possible. The same thing happens with transportation. A person may need a car to reach the job that pays for the car. They may need to live near an expensive city to reach the job that helps pay the expensive rent. These aren't always lifestyle upgrades. They're the entry fees attached to earning the salary, which is why cutting a few small purchases often doesn't solve the larger problem. Canceling a streaming service might save $15. The childcare bill remains politely uninterested. So, what is the math they hide? It isn't one secret formula, it's the way the numbers are separated. Your employer shows you one large annual salary, taxes are removed from each paycheck, health insurance appears as another deduction, rent arrives monthly, car insurance may arrive twice a year, repairs arrive whenever the car senses confidence. Childcare arrives every week or every month. Because the costs show up at different times and in different places, we rarely see them as one system. But put them together, and the picture changes. The household doesn't experience a $100,000 salary. It experiences the money left after maintaining the home, the job, the car, the family, and the insurance needed to protect all of it. That's the hidden mechanism. A high income can still feel weak when the costs required to keep earning and living are also high. There is one important reality check. The typical American household does not earn $100,000. The national median household income was about $83,700 in 2024. That means half of households earned less and half earned more. So calling $100,000 the literal new minimum wage would be wrong. Many people live on far less, and earning $100,000 still provides advantages that lower-income households may not have. The better argument is this. For some households, $100,000 has become a minimum for stability rather than a guarantee of wealth. That depends heavily on location, housing, family size, childcare, debt, and benefits. A single person earning $100,000 in a lower-cost area may feel comfortable. A single parent earning the same amount in Los Angeles may feel stretched. Both can be telling the truth. So, if you make $100,000 a year, are you rich? Maybe. But the salary alone can't answer that question. The number on the offer letter tells you how much money enters the system. It doesn't tell you how much survives the system. Taxes reduce the headline number. Required bills raise the financial floor. Location and family size determine how much space remains between them. That's why $100,000 can feel wealthy to one person, comfortable to another, and barely sufficient to someone else. The salary didn't become meaningless. The lifestyle people expect it to guarantee became much more expensive. Salary sets the ceiling. Fixed costs raise the floor. And the space in between is where financial comfort actually lives. If you like understanding the systems that run our ordinary lives, subscribe to Ink Theory.